So this is a Marshall Valvestate amp I picked up at a thrift store for my son to use as a backup amp at school. And I got it for a pretty good deal, but when I did get it, the reverb didn't work, and it later picked up a really annoying rattle, first around A, and then I did some tightening up. I did some tie wraps to clean up the reverb tank and just tried to stabilize everything as much as I could, because that reverb tank cover is just plastic, so I figured maybe that was the problem. And when I did all that and put it back together, the resonance went from A to D, so obviously there's more of a problem there. By the way, the reverb didn't even work when I first got this thing. It was just a matter of cleaning the wiring up. But what I would notice is, look down in here, the reverb tank is supported only on one side. There's a little bit of a gap there. And I kind of figured that what's probably happening is that at certain notes, that thing's just flopping back and forth, and that's what's causing my problem. All these spring pins and everything else in here were perfectly stable. There was no big deal with all of that. So what I wound up doing is cutting up a stress ball. See if I can get in there. Maybe from the side. There's part of one. Just cutting up a bunch of foam stress ball and wedging it in behind and underneath. And just for good measure, I put a little piece of stress ball under the standoff on the circuit board. And the standoff was missing on this side of the circuit board, so I just wedged a section of stress ball under there and put that all together. And that seems to have fixed the resonance problem. And I suppose now that I'm out here, I should probably consider cleaning these contacts. And you know, when I look at other diagrams, I'm just realizing that right now, the green wire is on this side and the red wire is on this side, but the reverb's working, so maybe I shouldn't mess with it. But I suppose I could. It doesn't really matter, because a spring reverb's a pretty simple animal, right? It's just a transducer on either side and then springs to carry the sound across, so it shouldn't really matter which side which end's hooked up to. But I guess I can mess with that some other time. For now, I'm just going to put it back. And just so you know, here's the amp. There's that little gap there. Marshalls are great. You just slide this thing in, and there's 4 screws on top that tightens it down. And then, of course, remember to hook your speaker wires back up, which are just blade connectors that attach right to the back of the speaker. But anyway, when I did that, I found out that it worked, and because I was scratching my head for quite a while trying to figure out how to chase this rattle away, I figured it might be worth catching the video.